We asked our viewers to tell us which board games they've actually been playing, old favourites, the news hotness.
You may be surprised, we're counting down the games people are playing up next in this month's People's Choice Top 10. I surprised you.
I was just trying to take a breath. This is my video though, and that's literally my line. It's my
But
name.
I'm sat here next to you, I'm just supposed to sit here and do nothing?
My name is at the start. It's fine.
Is it?
Hello, I'm Matthew, and joining me to count down the 10 games our viewers are playing this month is Paula.
Hi, everyone. I'm here too. Because we're in my house right now.
I'm at your house. Also, I am real jet lagged.
So, who knows how this is gonna go? The first game upvoted by our viewers this month. Do you mind that I'm doing the first game? It's your video. The first game is the Guild of Merchant Explorers, in which cities will grow in reach as players traverse the map to increase their network of connections and build routes toward the goal of achieving their personal secret objectives. Cross seas to new land, establish new cities, even explore capsized ships for treasure. At the end of the round, all but the cities that have been established are removed, leaving only the cities behind. So players must continue to establish new cities, or be stuck and get left behind. Do you think cities are part of this game?
I thought honestly that they were called villages.
They are called villages. I don't think they're called cities.
I think they're villages when you play the game.
They're villages.
It's fun, isn't it?
Well, you have like your starting city.
Yeah, you have your starting city,
But then everything you're establishing after that is a village.
you can't just be founding cities left, right, and centre. Who has the time? That's like a municipal nightmare.
Yeah, right? Viewer Takume was one who selected this game, saying, "Fun flippin' right like game. The special abilities feel great. A fun puzzle to solve each time, and solo is quick to play."
It's great. I love it when every card feels super good.
Yeah, a game where you're like, everyone else has way better powers than me, but everyone else is like, everyone else has way better powers than me.
I love it.
It's fun. I like it. It does kind of feel like a flippin' right, but it's not.
It's
a flippin' place
cubes. Yeah.
It's a flipping cube. We've coined it.
It's a coin game.
What's that?
The next game recently making the rounds on viewers' gaming tables is Tempur from 2011, a game that replicates an eating contest in a Taiwanese snack bar. We've all been there. The winner will need to be prepared to eat more than they can imagine as their competitors continue to challenge them to push themselves further. Cards will need to be played cleverly, or the servers will continue serving the competitors' food until they fall from your seat. When one player has collected 3 negative points, the game ends, and the player with the smallest amount of negative points wins the game.
So it's a game all about losing points. Whoever has the least negative points wins this game.
Knitsia. Viewer Carman Chan says, got it as a late birthday present.
The gifter was originally going to buy a different game, but she was swayed by the cute kittens. I would be too, and that's why I had to interrupt you. But what we were talking about is being a teppanyaki chef over a hot hibachi grill. And it sure does look entertaining, but could you be one? Throw the egg, grab the pepper, and find out. In hibachi, players are Japanese teppanyaki chefs who must use their hibachi grill to please hungry customers by throwing discs, which are actually poker chips, onto the board. Where the chips land determines which ingredients the chefs can buy or sell and which special actions they might be able to take. The first chef to complete 3 orders from customers, not just ones they made up out of their brain, wins.
In that, because I'd be just like, I win. Nobody did it. They just came in for water.
I did it.
Viewer Jonathan L recently fired up this game stating, hurling poker chips across a board to complete recipes and getting to annoy your friends by kicking their chips around. What's not to like? My brother really enjoyed this game. Well, the game that this was based on, yes.
This sounds really fun. It's obviously a dexterity game.
It is, but also the way you go about it is very, very fun.
It's like flicking, throwing, and flick. I think I'd be bad at it.
I just need to get some garlic.
What did they look like? Did the pieces feel like slices of the onion volcano?
Oh, exactly like that, of course. That's exactly how I was going to describe it before you started.
I think the deluxe version of this game should have actual edible bits that you're throwing on the board.
I feel like you think that you want that, but you don't want that.
I want it.
No.
Don't tell me what I don't want.
Okay, it comes with an egg. Is it me to read this?
It is.
Sorry. The next game that viewers are yakking about is... Want to guess?
Is it Yak?
It is Yak. They're yakking about Yak, in which players are given the task of I'd have said Chak. I'm so tired. Of constructing a great stone tower to guide the merchants and their yaks in the Himalayas by acquiring stones and visiting merchants. 3 or 4 carts being pulled by yaks start on the game board, and each player having 1 cart in front of them, and each cart containing 3 stones and each some food. Wow, what else happens in this bit of the game?
Yakety yak. There are yaks.
Great. Thank you. Copyright. Struck.
So in this game, there are 3 or 4 carts being pulled by yaks that start on the game board, with each player having 1 cart in front of them, and each cart containing 3 stones and some food.
Chaz wrote this bit. Which player will back the right yak, packing a stack to crack the track?
Now you know how most of the On the Radar scripts feel for me.
It's almost unreadable.
Viewer Crystal Z.
They said this game has it all. Gorgeous art, a baby yak, first player marker.
That sounds perfect.
I am sold actually. Pyramid building, a baby yak. Easy to teach, but still has some heavy strategy and planning. And did I mention the baby yak?
You did, Crystal.
But it was the most important part
It was
of
the
the
most
game.
important
It
part.
was.
Viewers have also been playing Chai Deluxe Edition.
Viewers are fancy.
Sure, the standard edition's probably been getting some play too. Not everyone's fancy.
Our viewers seem to be.
I have the deluxe edition. It's right over there. But for the purpose of this discussion, we're going to focus exclusively on the deluxe edition because deluxe edition is what's written in the notes.
Yeah, that's true. In Chai, tea merchants combine tea flavors to make a perfectly brewed blend. Specializing in their rooibos, green, oolong, black and white teas, players will buy and collect ingredients to fulfill your customers' orders.
The game ends when 5 rounds of cups have been fulfilled. When the final order is completed, other players complete their last turn so that each player has played the same number of turns, because then it's fair. And then piping hot points are poured out, and the player who wins is victorious. Are you disappointed that...
You didn't say victorious, yes.
I just wanted something, a P in there.
Victorious. Pouring,
And then
victorious.
piping hot points are poured out, and the player who wins is victorious.
He missed a trick there, didn't he?
Yes.
Like an idiot. Viewer Command Chan said that they recently purchased the deluxe version of Chai, saying, I will direct any and all complaints from my wallet to Paula Demi and Matthew Juice. Curse their Twitch streams. Ooh, there are acrylic tiles. I can further upgrade the game, question mark.
Hey, you should watch us stream board games together sometimes on Twitch over at twitch.tv/watchitplayed. Maybe you just watched us do a live one with the whole team from this room.
They were already a little bit cursed as it is.
I hope the microphone's working.
Well, now I'm worried. Next up is Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid, which gives the mighty Power Rangers, the heroes of Angel Grove, the opportunity to defend the Earth against the evil Rita Repulsa and her nefarious minions. Each Power Ranger comes with a unique combat deck representing their special skills and fighting style, and the game reaches its climax with its confrontation with the enemy Master, a devastatingly powerful foe who must be thwarted if the Rangers wish to save the city.
Seems like something they would wish. I think I even saw it written on their vision board.
It was high on their vision board. First,
Yeah.
new suits. Second, quicker transformation time.
Absolutely. 3 is cuter animal Zords.
Also, all the Power Rangers have different fighting styles. However, when I was a child, the way I would act it out, they all had very similar fighting styles. Essentially, wrestling.
I don't think Power Rangers wrestle. They
Oh,
kick and stuff.
I remember Jason going off the top rope once or twice.
Jason, who cares about Jason?
Me, the best Power Ranger.
Viewer Timothy W says, this game is more phenomenal. It creates the most faithfully immersive board game experience for a franchise that I never stopped loving since I was a kid. The sheer number of expansions allow for so much gameplay variety, creating unique combat puzzles for each playthrough depending on the combination of Rangers and their fighting styles that you're playing with. Also, the miniatures are so cool.
I think I had the last Jason toy that was in the country. My mum had to drive to a port to get it from a guy who had it in a box.
Oh, wow.
Oh, she never let me forget it. Now, let's back things up for Rear Window, Alfred Hitchcock's masterpiece film of the same name. Rear Window, presented in a game of deduction and suspense.
Deduction and suspense.
Deduction and suspense.
Both.
Carefully observe strange clues and ominous patterns.
Ominous.
It's actually quite distracting when you do that now, I think about it.
Distracting.
In the things going on in the apartments across the way.
There's parties, knives, a saw, bickering, laughing, music, and a mysterious trunk.
Do you detect a murder?
Or is the secret private world of the neighbors planting frightening ideas in your mind?
It's possible, and wouldn't be the first time.
But to make things even trickier, players communicate via building window clues and signs without ever uttering a word, ideally giving them enough to go on that they can figure out who the murderer is. Or whether a murder even took place.
It did.
Or maybe it didn't. Maybe they were actually rehearsing a play. Or it was all a dream. Or we're living in a simulation and nothing matters. So why should I bother washing off this hot dog I just dropped off the floor before eating it for lunch? Is salmonella just a construct of the Matrix?
That last one is what I want to believe.
I want to be clear that Chaz is concerned about that.
Chaz is concerned.
Chaz wrote that. Was not part of our delightful improvised banter that we've had so far in the episode.
Because you would eat a hot dog off the floor without stopping to wonder why.
Yeah, I just eat it.
A pair of leagues picked and commented on this game, with Ben saying, I like puzzle solving, and mysteries are puzzle solving at their core. And Tej adding, finally an excuse to spy on my neighbours. Totally kidding.
Yeah, right.
I think the totally kidding is the only bit in quotes that makes me think, that they're definitely kidding. Just spy on your neighbours. Everybody does it. What's your favourite Hitchcock film? Wrong answer. The answer is Rope.
Picking up a volley of votes this month. Picking up a volley of votes this month is 2015's Dojokhan, which is a game in which each player heads one of the 4 dojo: tiger, crane, bear, cobra.
The main goal is to train their athletes and attract new ones, buy new training machines, expand their dojo, find adventures, and eventually lead their athlete into winning the martial arts tournament. The game is divided into 2 seasons, and during each season there are 3 preparation turns based on worker placement mechanisms in which they will manage their dojo and train their athletes. And then the tournament ends with the grand final, in which a new champion will be crowned, and the dojo with the most prestige points wins the game.
Timothy W. recently revisited this game, reminiscing. This game pays homage to the martial arts movies of the 80s, like The Karate Kid, as well as 80s and 90s martial arts video games like Street Fighter or Tekken. As a martial arts master of your own dojo, you are looking to recruit and train the best fighters to compete for the prestige of your dojo in a tournament held twice a year. This game does a phenomenal job employing worker placement mechanisms to simulate training montage while utilizing a unique dice combat system to simulate the tournament. This game is so thematically fun.
That is the most coherent, full comment we've ever received.
I feel like we actually only needed to read the quote for this one. We didn't need the rest of the game description.
Have you seen this game though as well? You
No.
You level up your characters. When you go fight in the grand finale, you get more dice. And it's ace.
I like rolling dice.
Yeah, it's a really cool game.
Hey, I'm here for it. You've both convinced me. Knocking it out of the park at number 2 is Baron Park, a game I talked about and on the radar this month, which challenges players to build their own bear park. Why bears need a bear park of their own is beyond me.
They could just take any park they want. They're bears.
And they're like, this is my park now. That's actually the theme of the game. It's like dinosaurs, but it's bears. But yeah, what do I know? I'm just a board game YouTuber with a PhD in carnivore ursidae studies.
Not as much as me, who will say anything that this teleprompter tells me to say. Parks are created by combining polyomino tiles onto a grid, with players scoring for animal house, animal areas, completed construction, and more. The game ends as soon as the player has finished expanding their park. Then players tally their points to see who is the greatest bear park god king there is.
Do you know who's been playing Baron Park?
You?
Yes, but also according to this teleprompter, Jonathan L.
I was going to say Jonathan L. because I was going to read the teleprompter.
Well, why don't you read what Jonathan L. had to say about it?
We were just taught this at a game night with friends. We had such a great time, and it's one of the best games we've played recently.
And Autumn P adds, just charming. Not all the
Is this
bears
about-
are bears.
Oh, the game, sorry.
Who cares? Like Charmin is what I thought.
Just
Charmin.
That's
Because they have
true.
a bear mascot.
That's true.
What were you going to say?
I thought Just Charming was maybe directed at me. I thought that was possible.
You wish.
I sang Autumn P a song in one video.
Yeah, it's true you did.
Autumn P, you've received your delivery of Canopy.
This is my favourite polyometer game, she finishes with. Did you
Yeah,
say
she
that
don't
bit?
care that there's koala bears in it, who aren't really bears.
I went to
It's
a
favorite polyomino game.
panda reserve,
I have heard this story.
and they had red pandas, which aren't pandas.
No. Traveling far into our countdown, we near the game in the top spot. Near and Far, in which players explore different maps in a search for the last ruin, recruiting adventurers, hunting for treasure, and competing to be the most storied traveler.
They must collect food and equipment at town for long journeys to mysterious locales, making sure not to... I do the pointing, that's my thing. I have the mug and the pointing.
I'm so sorry.
Long journeys to mysterious locales, making sure not to forget enough weapons to fight off bandits, living statues, and rusty robots.
Living statues?
Exactly, you've got to watch out for the living statues.
Sometimes travelers run into something unique, and a mini adventure is read from a book of stories. It's giving the player a choice of how to react, creating a new and memorable tale each game.
Have you played this game?
I've played Above and Below.
I was going to say, you would love this.
Yes, give me a mini adventure read from a book of stories with choose your own adventure type choices.
Several viewers commented on Near and Far this month, including viewer Tej League, who said, we just started playing this one and are so impressed with the different modes of play. Campaign, character, arcade is like a choose your own adventure book inside a choose your own adventure book.
And Ben League, who added, I like the characters and storytelling. Simple, Ben. I like it.
And Owen P, who states, maybe my favourite Red Raven game. Maybe my favourite game ever. Maybe my favourite game ever.
That's quite the statement.
I love a whimsical adventure and I love a game with tortoises in it.
Autumn P is like me, I think. I mean, like,
Very
there's
true.
cute animals in this. I'm sold.
And that's a sampling of what our viewers have been playing this month.
To see the games on our own personal radars, continue on to this month's On the Radar episode.
Or
starring
follow the
me.
link in the description to our Patreon to find out how to pick the games featured in next month's People's Choice episode. We'll see you over there.
And we're going to bed.
Yes.